communication, take out, that you're giving a big presentation. Think about it as communication. It's the most powerful tool we have.
What else do we have? Yeah.
What else do we have? I mean, we tell stories our entire lives. There is something called the crib monologues. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there was a researcher at Harvard who used to hear her little daughter, who was 2 years old, in her crib at night. And she thought, she was a psychologist, thought, oh, this is interesting. And she put a tape recorder in there to see what her language was. And she was shocked to discover that her daughter at 2 years old was telling herself stories at the end of the day to make sense of the world around her. So this idea of story is ingrained in us. This is how we start to make sense of our world. And then this is how we ultimately communicate our ideas out into the world. So it is part of everything. It's not just a presentation on a stage. It's how do you get your kids to go to bed at night? How do you communicate with them? You're thinking even of kids, you start out, you're telling them bedtime stories. It's something that's really a part of our lives. And I think that, people can get intimidated by the idea of storytelling, and maybe think you have to be this epic storyteller. You have to be so experienced. You have to know exactly how to craft it perfectly. And that's just simply not the case. There can be a great story told in 30 seconds that has your beginning, your middle, your end, the speaker tells you why it's important to you and why it should be, why it's important to the teller and why it should be important to the audience. And they can do it and nail it in 30 seconds. And people can do that. It's just really a matter of thinking about it and embracing it. And people remember things more when you tell stories. They connect with you more when you tell stories. And just to get to it too, right? It's fun. It's fun to weave a story, isn't it?
Yeah.